Hey guys, welcome back to Anime Gossips. This is my recap for the anime prison school. Imagine being one of only 5 guys in a school filled with hundreds of girls. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, for Kiyoshi and his friends, it quickly turns into a nightmare. These guys learn the hard way that Hachimitsu Academy is not a paradise. The story begins by explaining that Hachimitsu Private Academy is a boarding school known for its strict discipline and outstanding record as a college prep school. Any female student there is considered a queen. But now, the school is about to face a major turning point. They are accepting male students for the first time ever. Sounds like paradise, right? But you're wrong. Our boy Kiyoshi has heard that there are a lot of girls there before he enrolls. To be honest, he enrolls there because of that reason. The male to female ratio is 1 to 200, and that's outrageous, absolutely outrageous. The guys have so many dreams before enrolling, like becoming a real man before April is over, and they don't even mind that they haven't even talked to a girl yet. I guess that dream will be a dream forever. So the guys, whose parents think they are learning, come to school every day and talk about girls. Gakudo, the strategist who talks like he's straight out of a war drama, plays the saint here by saying they should just concentrate a bit. But who listens to him? They can only concentrate on down blouses and upskirts. He's not alone in this struggle. His friends, Shingo, Andre, and Joe, are in the same boat. 5 guys, over 1,000 girls. Funny enough, none of them has talked to a single girl since they enrolled, and that's quite frustrating. That was the exact reason they enrolled, but they're treated like cockroaches at a 5-star restaurant. Kiyoshi almost loses the will to leave because of that. Hachimitsu Academy used to be an all-girls school, but this year, they started accepting boys too. Word on the street is that the policy changed right when the council chairman did. That day, Kiyoshi decides to talk to a girl. Somebody give this man a medal. His friends are shocked at his guts. Gakudo advises him to be content and just watch quietly if he knows what's good for him. Clearly, it would be rough to have the girls hate him so soon after enrolling, so all his friends are against it. However, Kiyoshi has always wanted to play around with girls and just wants to stop that nonsense of being treated like an outcast. Now, he tells his friends to just watch the way he lives his life. Just like he says, they watch him walk over to some girls, ready to show he's the brave one. Unfortunately for Kiyoshi, he stammers as soon as he gets there. He just realizes he didn't even think about what he would say in the first place. Seriously, this guy just disgraces the brotherhood. One of the girls then comes and walks the others away from him, as if he doesn't exist, leaving him standing there, motionless, like a store mannequin that has lost its display purpose. Gakudo feels so sorry for him, saying they had told him earlier that it was pointless to go to them in the first place. But you know what? Kiyoshi isn't giving up. He walks to the next group of girls standing nearby and tries talking to them, but they won't talk back to him. Gakudo is also a victim of this when he tries talking to them, but not a single lass talks back to him. Is it because he's repulsive? No, because the same thing just happens to Kiyoshi. Gakudo concludes that they all are in the girls' disfavor. Meanwhile, the girls discuss among themselves about the handout that was passed around the previous day, about the underground student council. At first, they think it's a joke, but the older girl warns them not to talk to boys where the crows can see them, unless they want to survive at the school. I guess there's no hope for Kiyoshi and his friends. After a while in the classroom, Kiyoshi says class time is the most nerve-wracking time of all. He is the only boy in the whole class. He always sits there nervously, not sure what could happen to him. Kiyoshi tries to use his eraser, but it falls out of his hand. Everyone would think he is trying to draw attention, which isn't the case. He tries to pick it up without distracting anyone, but someone catches his attention. Damn, she is undeniably beautiful. Perhaps the most beautiful girl in his class, if not in the whole school. Their eyes meet, and they maintain eye contact for a few seconds. Disappointingly, she isn't staring at Kiyoshi. She is staring at the eraser with Raiden Tamaman's image. All thanks to that weird eraser Kiyoshi's mom gave him, he is able to repulse Chiyo, the prettiest girl in class. After class ends, Kiyoshi is shocked as she walks up to him and asks if he likes sumo wrestling. She also has the same eraser. He gladly confesses that he loves it. While he is with her, his friends wait for him, wondering where he could be if not with them. Meanwhile, Kiyoshi is with his new friend, Chiyo, having the conversation he has always dreamed of having with a girl. Chiyo is excited to have a sumo wrestling fan with her. But Kiyoshi is only parroting his mom. Just then, Chiyo asks if he'd be interested in a student sumo league. Even though he isn't sure what that is, he gladly says he is interested. Chiyo asks him to go with her to a tournament coming up. Kiyoshi can't believe his ears. That is the greatest news he has ever heard since he enrolled in the school. He accepts the offer, and Chiyo appreciates him. Oh my god, she's so cute. Kiyoshi is just drooling. In the boys' hostel, one of them suggests they go peeping on the girls. Kiyoshi gets shocked and asks where they're going to peep. Shingo says they will go peep at the girls' bath. He asks everyone if they have ever seen a girl's watermelon. The guys get weird in their imagination and can't hesitate anymore to get on with their plan. All dressed in black, they get ready to go to the roof of their hostel building. For this mission, the guys go with the watchword, one for all, and all for one, and death to all traitors. According to Gakudo's research, Class 1 has the highest number of cute girls, and that's Kiyoshi's class. Kiyoshi is afraid Chiyo's bare body will be seen, and he can't stand the thought of it. But I don't think he has a choice unless he wants to die as a traitor. When they reach their destination, they see nothing and are confused about how they were supposed to see the girls. Gakudo is fully prepared for this, so he tells them they will dangle his smartphone with a videophone function on a rope from the skylight and relish the view of the changing room on the other smartphone. After a while, they do exactly as they planned. Kiyoshi becomes disturbed that his friends will see Chiyo uncovered. Just then, he sees Chiyo walking away and no longer in the changing room, so he decides to join the guys, offering to dangle the phone first while the guys watch. Turns out it's his phone, so they let him do his thing. Unfortunately, the phone falls off, and everyone gets shocked. They argue about who should go get the phone. It's Kiyoshi's phone, so he has no choice but to go get it. Luckily, he locates it successfully and is about to return, but his lovely Chiyo appears behind him. He thinks his whole life will end soon, but Chiyo mistakes him for her friend named Mayumi. She tells him to change clothes so they can go have their bath. Kiyoshi does exactly as she says. She drags him to the bath where other girls are. There are a lot of watermelons dangling in front of Kiyoshi's eyes. I think he's in heaven now. The guys, seeing this, decide they will go in too. They remove their clothes and are about to go. But all of a sudden, so many crows surround them in numbers. Meanwhile, thinking Kiyoshi is her friend Mayumi, Chiyo goes on and on about how a boy in her class says he'd go with her to the student sumo matches, but is worried about the 1-week punishment for having contact with a boy. She wonders what's with the prison and the underground student council. Just then, the real Mayumi arrives and asks if Chiyo has found her shampoo since she went to get it. Shocked, Chiyo then asks who the previous person was. Meanwhile, his friends are still struggling with the crows, which have hunted the life out of them. Suddenly, 2 members of the underground student council appear. Back in the bathhouse, Chiyo is still asking who he is, and Kiyoshi wonders what he's going to do. Suddenly, someone warns them that the boys are peeping, and the underground student council catches them and puts them in the quad. Afraid, all the girls rush out, and Kiyoshi disappears from there as well. After a while, every student gathers on the quad, and the guys are tied to poles like criminals. The vice president of the underground student council, named Mako, asks for the other person, knowing there are 5 of them. But Gakudo denies it and says that the 4 of them alone peeped. He is then severely beaten by Mako. Then, all the girls charge toward them and launch an attack on them. Meanwhile, Kiyoshi is hiding and thinking about what the girls are doing out there. Suddenly, a girl named Mary appears behind him and asks if he is a new student. She offers him the Underground Student Council's official underground guidebook. She shows him the council secretary, Midorikawa, and the vice president, Mako. She tells him that the council primarily cracks down on any illicit relations at the school. Kiyoshi asks who the president is. Mary then tells him she is the president and also known as Mary the Crowmaster. After finding out who she is, Kiyoshi's heart almost jumps out of his body. Mary then drags Kiyoshi to the other guys like a scapegoat while the female students watch. When Kiyoshi sees Chiyo, he starts crying very hard. The next morning, the boys are still on punishment, and they disgust the female students. Now, the judgment is about to be passed by Mary. She declares that the accused are sentenced to serve 1 month in prison for their crime. They are then warned not to disobey the council or do anything foolish while serving their sentence. If one of them breaks out, their detention period will be extended by 1 month. A second escape will add 3 months, and the third escape will result in expulsion. Gakudo gets angry and says it's violating human rights, but he is whipped by Mako. Mako then tells them to take classes through a monitor in the prison. They can't even ask their parents to appeal on their behalf, as they can't tell them they peeped. Seeing they have no choice, they surrender. They are provided with materials to erect a barricade around the prison within 3 days. Gakudo receives the beating of his life in just a short period of time, simply because he couldn't keep his mouth shut. Those underground student council members make life miserable for the 5 friends. Mako even asks Andre to lick her boot, as it gets dirty because of him. Surprisingly, he wants to lick it happily, but Kiyoshi stops her, though Andre still insists on licking it. However, Mako lets them go and calls it a day. At mealtime, the guys ask Kiyoshi not to talk with them at work the next day. Andre blames him for not letting him lick Mako's boot. For the first time, Kiyoshi is confused about his guys' feelings. Do they just claim to enjoy the way Mako pushes them around because she's pretty? They even cry and rant as if Kiyoshi did something wrong to them. They wake up the next morning to the same miserable treatment from Mako, but Gakudo enjoys it and even refers to her as his queen. After a while, the council's secretary, Midorikawa, is introduced to them. She will oversee them alongside Mako. She sounds cool and polite while giving instructions for them to hunt for 4-leaf clovers. They will press them, put them in bookmarks, and sell them at a booth. Then, they'll donate the money to underprivileged kids. While searching for 4-leaf clovers, they see the girls having sports, and the view looks so appealing that they get carried away. Midorikawa appears behind them and asks if they have found any clovers. Shingo mistakenly talks to her casually by saying they've been looking hard for it. That pisses off Midorikawa, and she hits him on his head with her feet. Then, Mako properly introduces Midorikawa, explaining that she is one of the inter-high best 4 karate masters. Back at the academy, the girls now realize that the prison truly exists and thank their luck that they have nothing to do with those boys. Chiyo, on the other hand, still won't believe Kiyoshi is guilty, because he loves sumo wrestling. Meanwhile, the guys find a lot of clovers, but they are just 3-leaf clovers. Midorikawa trashes them immediately and gives them a severe beating. Kiyoshi notices that she is wearing leggings under her skirt and can't give them the appealing view of her skirt. This literally makes them disappointed. Midorikawa then instructs them to go hunting again, and they leave at once. While they are at it, Kiyoshi moves ahead to look for the 4-leaf clovers. Then, he sees a stray baby crow fall down from its nest. He climbs the tree and returns it to its nest. Chiyo is watching through the window and says she knows no one who likes sumo wrestling can be bad. Kiyoshi decides to apologize to her for peeping and be honest about it. But she interrupts his thoughts and asks him if he is really not part of the peepers. And he literally just denies it. Meanwhile, the other guys have only found 1 4-leaf clover after much searching. They know they are in trouble with Midorikawa. Gakudo assures his friends that there's a way to escape from Midorikawa's violence. So, they go straight to their mistress, Midorikawa. Hearing they only found 1 4-leaf clover, she tells them if they want to be beaten again. Gakudo then asks her if she is aware that each of the clover's 4 leaves has its own meaning. They declare that it means hope, integrity, good fortune, and love. They claim they are a 4-leaf clover, meaning that when she hits them, it's tantamount to stomping on a 4-leaf clover. Suddenly, Gakudo receives a hard kick on his forehead from Midorikawa, and she asks how he is supposed to be like a 4-leaf clover. She then asks the other guys where Kiyoshi is. Shingo mentions he's still searching for the clovers. Meanwhile, Chiyo mentions that Kiyoshi isn't a bad person, and since he helped a baby crow, he can never go peeping like he was accused. In his head, he wants to confess, but she is always interrupting his thoughts. She asks if he can't make it to the sumo matches in 2 weeks as he's in prison. Chiyo then hears some footsteps approaching and knows it's best to go out from there. He gathers the courage to tell her the truth and calls after her. She looks back, and Kiyoshi says he promises to go to the sumo matches with her. He is then disappointed in himself because he just made a promise he couldn't keep instead of confessing. Chiyo smiles and leaves from there. Midorikawa comes there without noticing Kiyoshi in the tree. Kiyoshi gets scared if she is there looking for him, but she bends down to ease herself. I think she can't hold it anymore. Now, Kiyoshi sees what he never planned to see, and he knows he will be dead meat if she sees him. He tries to stay calm as much as he can, but the mother crow comes there and attacks him, making him fall off the tree. We need to pray that our guy survives this. And that's the end of the video. Please comment and let me know if you want a recap of the next episode of this anime. As always, if you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye.